What is going on, guys? Craig 1287 here, bringing you yet another Sunday Sampler, episode 3. This time I'm going to be looking at Loadout. This is a free-to-play third-person shooter just released pretty darn recently, this past Friday, on January 31st, and it's pretty enjoyable. I don't know if I'll be spending too much more time with it. I do like the way that they're doing the payment model in this game. Everybody always gets scared whenever it comes to free-to-play games. They always ask, well, is it pay to win? And this one is not. You can't purchase anything with real-world currency that affects your stats, your weapons, or anything like that. That all has to be earned by actually playing the game. And all that you can purchase with in-game or with real-world currency is the in-game aesthetics. Different looks for your characters and things like that. So that actually makes it a interesting game in that regard, that they're really taking a stand in that regard. But the gameplay itself is pretty darn good. The customization of the weapons is actually really cool. I like the way they do all the different projectile types. Here in this gameplay, you're going to see... what is the technical name for it? Well, you've got rifles, which have pretty good fire rate, and the bullets travel very fast. I think they use hit scan. And then you've got ones that are where they shoot a constant laser. You've got the rocket, and then you have this where it shoots little projectiles that have a fairly slow, relatively to all the other projectile types, velocity. And so you have to lead your targets a whole lot, but it does a little bit more damage per bullet, or actually this one's shooting out giant spiked balls. So yeah, the way that they do the mechanics with the weapon customization is very cool. Then in addition to that, you have like bounce shots and sticky shots and poison and electricity. They've got a lot of different things going on, so I haven't unlocked pretty much anything yet. I've only played for a few hours. The game, when I was playing on launch day, it did have some connectivity issues, a whole lot of where you start and it just kind of sits at the waiting screen or the loading screen. And this is 2014, folks. Why do we still have loading screens that don't have a way of canceling it or backing out of these loading screens? I've never understood that. So many games have the loading screen where if something goes wrong, you're stuck in the loading screen and you have to Alt F4 out. Or back when I would play on consoles a little more often, that was just a miserable experience because you had to shut down the whole friggin' console and reboot it that way, and that just took forever. It was a lot slower than Alt F4 and just double-clicking on the icon again. So that, I'm sure it's been fixed now. I haven't really seen it happen too much lately since playing, but the game itself, it's enjoyable. It's free to play, so if you guys are on PC, it doesn't take the beefiest of computers to run it. So check it out. It's got a sort of bit of a Team Fortressy kind of feel to it in some ways, the way that the announcer chick sounds. I think they pretty much were going for that sort of Team Fortress feel, but it's art style aside, I'm not the biggest fan of the art style. It definitely is a way to distinguish itself, but in terms of its gruesomeness, it's a very violent game. It's incredibly violent, very lots of gore. It's done in a very comical way, though. You can blow entire people's faces off, and it'll leave just their brain and their eyes. People, they'll get giblets taken out of them. You can shoot off people's legs, and they'll hobble around as blood just gushes out of their missing knee, and it's pretty interesting. They put a lot of detail in the large woman's breasts. You can really see those nipples and stuff, and it's not the most attractive thing. One of the guys, he'll wear a Speedo, and you can see part of his ball sack hanging out, and you can see the pubes. It's kind of weird, so it's definitely not a game for the children. But gore and sexual stuff aside, but it's enjoyable. Yeah, might have this featured in another Sunday Sampler sometime down the line if I've unlocked a lot of stuff and have kind of kept with the game and see what it's like after putting 10 or 15 hours into it, and we'll see. But yeah, guys, check it out if you have a somewhat capable PC. and maybe add me on there, and we can rock this out. Give me some tips or something of that sort if you're a seasoned professional. But hope you guys have enjoyed the gameplay. I'm just going to let the rest of this round play out. At the very end, you'll see I kind of just get booted back to the main menu. I have absolutely no idea what happened. I was very confused when it did happen. I thought maybe I got kicked from an admin or something, but I don't think they're admins in the usual sense because it's pure. I don't know. Whatever. Just, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Have a good one. Ta-ta.
Control point captured. The enemy has stolen the hammer. The enemy has dropped the hammer. The enemy has stolen the hammer.
Go sleep.
Your team needs to return the hammer.
Oh!
Needs to return the hammer. Your team needs to return the hammer. Your team needs to return the hammer. Your team needs to return the hammer. Successful hammer kill. Your hammer value has improved. The enemy has captured the hammer. The opposing team's hammer has been returned.
Yes.
Is your push to talk in that the same as in TeamSpeak?
Yeah, I'll cancel out TeamSpeak.
Ah, okay.
New control point.
I'm probably checking out.
Damage buff.
No, I'll just mute my mic.
A control point has been lost. Your team has taken the hammer. The enemy has stolen the hammer. The enemy has dropped the hammer. You have returned the hammer. New control point. Your team has captured the hammer. Your team has taken the hammer. New control point activated.
Okay.